Hello and welcome to Dawn Chorus Writes, a Miraculous Ladybug fanfiction. This is Sweet Kisses, the Sweet series, and it's part 2 to Sweet Treats. So if you haven't checked out those, check them out below in the description. There's links there. And this is episode 3 of 6 of Sweet Kisses. Okay, I hope you enjoy. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. What are you waiting for? And comment down below. Okay, enjoy. Sweet Kisses, Episode 3, Marinette's POV. Marinette, someone is here to see you. Her mum called up, waking her from a deep sleep. She reached over, but Adrien had gone. Marinette, are you awake? You have a visitor. Had he returned already? She let out an excited chuckle at being greeted by his smile when suddenly the hatch door swung open and crashed to the floor. Girl! Alia's voice rang out, making Marinette squint her eyes at the sudden loud noises and the need for some form of caffeine, even if it was a tea. What time is it, Alia? Marinette moaned, searching for her phone. 8 a.m. I couldn't sleep. I need all the deets of yesterday. Alia placed down 2 mugs on the side before firmly closing the hatch again. You and Adrien? How? When? Details. Can I have my tea first? Marinette tried to sound disgruntled, but as the memories of yesterday, including falling asleep in his arms, flooded back, a massive grin spread across her face. That face. I need to know what caused that look on your face. What look? The grin had transformed into a smirk as she picked up the mug, inhaling the sweet aroma and hiding part of her expression behind it. Oh, come on. Really? I need to beg it from you? Alia raised her eyebrows, knowing her friend was ready to gush at any second. This was fun. Watching her best friend, who needed to know all the gossip all the time, squirm a little. Marinette let out a cheeky laugh. Oh, come on. Come, sit. She patted on the chaise next to her and took a sip, clearing her throat. Oh, come on! Alia gave her friend a careful nudge on the arm. Well, that little show for Nino worked on Adrien too. He came to ask if I was okay and then requested help to choose a special gesture for Nino's birthday, and I invited him over to bake. All it took was to get Agreste in the kitchen all this time? Alia raised her eyebrows over her glasses as she took a mouthful of coffee. I would say it was more me, really. I'm comfortable here and baking. I know what I'm doing, and it was nice to show him what to do. For once, I could let my guard down and be me. Oh, I'm happy for you, but how did it end up? We started to be playful, and then somehow it became flirty. Marinette could feel the heat rising in her cheeks as the first kiss replayed in her mind. Marinette, I never thought I'd see the day. Me either. After video games and some lunch, we talked about decorating the cake, and then he kissed me. She hid behind the warm mug, which was nothing compared to the heat coming from her face. He kissed you first? Adrien Agreste? He is full of surprises. Then he told me he was falling in love with me, and I confessed my feelings. That you've been stalking him for over 2 years and you have the entire future planned out with him? Alia said in a sarcastic voice. Yeah. What? I told him. I've had the biggest crush on him since giving me the umbrella. Girl! I know, right? I still can't believe it. It seems like it was a dream. No, it definitely happened, and everyone can't stop talking about it today on our WhatsApp group. Oh no, what are they saying? Marinette grabbed her phone and sure enough had over 30 messages waiting for a reply. All good things. Chloe being Chloe, but that was soon shut down. Everyone is thrilled for you both. Surprised, but happy. I mean, the way you two were holding each other didn't seem like the usual awkward first kiss and confession stance, but more like me and Nino dating for a while. Alia peered at her carefully. Really? You think Adrian and I have been secretly dating and I could hide it from you? Yeah, you're right, I suppose. I don't know, it just feels right, you know? Connected, comfortable, in love. Alia! But yes, Marinette finally let out the inner squeal. Adrian is in love with me. Me! Can you believe it? I can believe it. I'm just happy he's finally admitted it to himself and to you. I'm happy for you, bestie. Alia leaned in and gave her friend a warm arm hug, trying her hardest not to spill the coffee as Marinette did a little jiggle dance beside her. He's coming round soon. Adrian? Yeah. We need to tidy the bakery after yesterday and hang out. Hang out with your boyfriend? Alia chuckled at the wide grin across Marinette's face at the simple but powerful word. He is. He, isn't he? I'm Adrian's girlfriend. Marinette did a wiggle in her seat. I like the sound of that. The sound of Adrian's voice from the stairs caused Marinette to let out a little shriek and spill some of her tea. Good job I brought her back up, he said through a laugh. He stood there grinning at the pair, wearing a pair of jeans and a grey hoodie, not his usual attire. Good timing, Adrian. Alia cheered him in mid-air with her coffee and laughed at the friend, who suddenly wasn't so comfortable. We were just talking about you. Good things, I hope. He placed down Marinette's takeaway cup of tea as she scurried around her room looking for something to clean up the tea that was all over her top. She felt a hand gently grab her arm, pausing her in step. She glanced up and saw his soft smile beaming down at her. Morning, she said, blushing as memories of them curled up last night, falling asleep in his arms, filled her mind. He leaned in and whispered, Morning, my love, adding a kiss to her red cheeks. Oh, yous two. I could get toothache watching you both. Alia! Marinette chuckled, breaking their trance. I'm gonna go and get changed, pointing to the tea stain. I'll be back in a minute. Giving Adrian a quick kiss on the cheek before grabbing some clothes from a drawer and nipping down the stairs. Marinette felt giddy at seeing Adrian again, knowing that yesterday hadn't been a dream after all, that he really loved her and about to spend the day together. She fixed her hair into a messy bun and placed on a simple white t-shirt and her pink baggy dungarees. She wanted to look cute, but practicality of cleaning won out. She cleaned her face and added a little tinted moisturizer so that you could still make out her freckles underneath, plus a bit of black eyeliner to make out her blue eyes pop. She grabbed some goodies from the kitchen table her maman had clearly left out for them and made her way back up the stairs, hoping her best friend wasn't telling her new boyfriend too many embarrassing stories. She smiled at the two mid-conversation sitting on the chase. This felt good. This felt right. Knowing their relationship hadn't changed their friendship circle, if anything it added to it. Now they could double date. Hey, I've got some goodies. Marinette held out the plate before placing it down on the side table. Adrian caught her gaze as his eyes widened. Hey, you look beautiful. She felt her cheeks flush. Okay, she wasn't fully used to Adrian's outspoken comments just yet. He stood up and wandered over her, wrapping an arm around her waist. She could feel he wanted to kiss her, but knew she would feel awkward in front of Alia. Well, I'm gonna go and give yous two lovebirds some space. Alia pointed her finger at them and grinned. But we'll see you for ice cream later. I better check on my man, see how he's feeling after last night's party. Okay, yeah. See you this afternoon then. Marinette glanced between Adrian and Alia. I've got my gossip for the morning. Do you mind if I take some for the road? Alia gestured at the pastries. Sure. Marinette giggled, watching her friend stack 4 together before heading down the stairs. We'll see you after lunch. I'll text you, she called out, hearing a shuffle down the stairs and then the front door shutting. Hey, Adrian breathed in her ear, pulling her attention back to him. Sorry I left this morning without leaving a note. I didn't want to disturb you. You look so peaceful. He ran his hand to her cheek and kissed her softly. It was hard to leave you, but thought it was best that I didn't discover my empty bed this morning. I enjoyed falling asleep in your arms. I don't think I've slept that good in a while. So, you didn't mind Shat visiting you last night? He did his eyebrow wiggle, displaying a little bit of his alter ego. Having your bit of fun, you called it? He chuckled, leaning in for another kiss. They pulled apart, making their way over to the chase, as she grabbed her tea and a creamy pastry, suddenly feeling the need for some sugar. It is strange, isn't it? She picked at the thin layers and placed them into her mouth. That all this time you were Shat. She whispered his name. That you're my bugaboo? He took a large bite of the pain au chocolat, giving himself a wide brown smile. Are you still glad I worked it out? Yeah, I am. I think, to be honest, I was afraid you wouldn't love or see the person behind the mask. I think that's what stopped me. Developing my feelings further for Shat. And the fact that you were madly in love with me as Adrian. He leaned in closer, giving her a knowing look that caused her to remove her gaze. He laughed. Yeah, my love for Ladybug blinded me. For a while, but the more I fell in love with Marinette. He brushed her cheeks, bringing her back to him. And yesterday, I just knew you were the same person. There is only so much magic can hide. I love you. All of you, she said with earnest, cupping his face and staring into his deep green eyes, causing him to blush now. Her hand slid into his hair, and she leaned in closer and tasted the chocolate from his lips. You will never know how much I love you. But I promise to show you every day, my princess bugaboo. Do you love me enough to clean? My mum and papa will expect us downstairs. Adrian let out a light-hearted laugh. Show me the way. Don't want to upset my future in-laws. Marinette's mouth fell open and gawked at him. One step at a time, Kitty. Adrian burst out, laughing at Marinette's expression. I'm all in. One day I will ask. And I will say yes, but not today, okay? She gave him a playful push, turning her back on him and taking a deep breath. Whew. Okay, I promise. He held up his hand and tried to control his laughter. I mean it though. Someday. He gave her a kiss on the cheek before rising to his feet, holding out a hand for her. Silly kitty. She giggled, taking his hand and intertwining their fingers. Come on. They spend the next 2 hours scrubbing down the back room of the bakery, with an additional water fight mixed in, declaring Kitty as the winner as the sponge landed on her back. They stopped for lunch as Plag demanded more cheese after his nap and Tiki took a freshly baked cookie. "How's it fair? Sugar Cube, your holder's a baker, and you get to have treats whenever you like," Plag groaned. "Adrian, do you fancy having a cheese shop? I would be the best Kwame ever." "I'm just lucky, Plag," Tiki teased as she took another from the plate. "Plag, if we owned a cheese shop, there wouldn't be any cheese left, and then what would we sell?" Adrian smiled at his black Kwame as he huffed off into Marionette's room, eating a large mouthful of camembert. "That reminds me. I think I might need to stock up on cheese, won't I?" Marinette made a note on a nearby piece of paper. "Don't worry, I'll add you to my account. Feeding this one can get on the pricey side." Adrian leaned over and made an additional note of his cheese account next to hers. "Thank you. Yeah, I don't think my wages from deliveries will cover it. I mean, it depends how much you'll be stopping by." I would put down for daily deliveries if I was you." She raised her eyebrows. "Oh, really? I mean, you're able to have this time now because your father's away, but what happens once he's back?" Her voice had taken a serious turn. Adrian turned round to face her, lifting her hand into his. "Marinette, you're my girlfriend now. He can't stop me from seeing you. And the fact that I have a little magic on my side means I can come and visit you for nighttime cuddles." He saw the genuine look of concern on her face. "We have school together, our duties, a sprinkle of magic to see us through the next year and a half, and then I'll be out of that house and be 18. Nothing will stop us from being together. I promise." He lifted her gaze to match his, emitting his sincerity. "I know. I would hate it if your father didn't approve of us." She hadn't meant to show the secret fear she had felt for years, hoping to be with Adrian, but the truth of the matter was, his world might not accept her. Why wouldn't he? "I don't know, because you're Adrian Agreste, the face of the Agreste brand, a model, and I am..." He held her head high, but her eyes were cast low. "Perfect. I meant what I said yesterday. You need to see yourself through my eyes, and then you would truly see how amazing you are. And if my father can't see that, it's his problem, not ours. We have each other, which is all that matters." How was she so lucky to fall in love with this boy and for him to love her completely? "You are the sweetest. I love you. But I look up to your father in the fashion world. That is, I would hate it if... Once the time is right, I will introduce you as my girlfriend. But remember, he is already pleased with your designs. The hat? Give it time." He rubbed his thumb on her temple, soothing her thoughts, and kissed her lightly on the forehead. She closed her eyes and remembered all the times that Shat had been there for her as Ladybug and Marinette, speaking words of comfort and encouraging her to try her best, even against the odds. Or on occasion, she hadn't been a fumbling mess around Adrian and been a genuine friend to her. How had she not seen it earlier? Gliding his fingers into her hair, his lips drifted to her ear. "Speaking of this week together, how about that date? One night after school? I will arrange it all. Our first official date." "I would love to. What did you have in mind?" She pulled back and saw a twinkle in his eyes. "Oh, I wouldn't want to spoil the surprise now, would I? He gave her a chapped grin. A pang of guilt came out of nowhere at the memory of the night he had planned for Ladybug on the rooftop filled by candlelight. That was the first time she had seen Shat's heart for what it was, and he had meant that for her. Okay, for now, how about some ice cream? Marinette grabbed her phone and sent Ali a quick message to meet up. Excitedly, Adrien jumped to his feet and made his way to the door, holding it open for her. Our first couple ice cream. I wonder what flavor Andre will come up. Mint for his eyes, strawberry for her lips. Adrien doing his impression of the sweetheart ice cream man. Marinette couldn't help rolling her eyes, taking his outstretched hand, secretly giddy at the thought of her first ice cream with Adrien. Thank you for listening to episode 3 of Sweet Kisses. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on episode 4, which will be coming soon. Smash that like button. Comment down below what you think of it and what will happen next. And I will see you soon. Thanks. Bye.